You're the interrogation of your trial. Your version of the truth is all that matters.
Truth is singular. Its versions are mistruth.
Good morning, YouTube. Welcome to Awake and Activate. Let's see what we got going on here. I haven't been live on YouTube in at least a week or so. I don't know. Who knows? I've been doing my DLive thing, and then we had the holiday, and yeah. So this is just one of those spontaneous live streams. I just want to let you guys know that we made it through the holiday. It was hard. It was a lot harder than what I expected, but we did make it through it. It ended up all in all being a very good day. My parents came up, my son, his fiance, or I would consider her fiance. My granddaughter was here, and she brought her son. So, you know, all in all, we had a good time. But it's still, there was a big hole. But we were so busy and occupied with being grateful for who we actually had there. And that's where my focus went, and it really helped get me through the day. And, you know, it just teaches us to be grateful for who we have and every moment that we have with each other that we have. Now, on to the rant. It's still, I don't know why, but it still amazes me how people can respond or be triggered or treat other people without knowing what they've been through, what they're going through, how heartless and actually how it even comes about. I brought up I sat in there it was in a chat room. I sat in there for a good 30 minutes to an hour listening to the flow of the conversation before I started to speak. I have a friend that, you know, I like to keep in touch with every once in a while and see how he's doing and how things are going. And he let me know where he was at, so I popped in there, and he sent me a message saying, "Why aren't you talking?" And I told him, well, I'm getting a feel for the conversation and stuff. And when it was time, you know, I started talking and sharing and asking questions because, you know, I don't really know the people that well. I was trying to get to know them a little bit. And as time progressed, everything was fine. And then I brought up the Mandela effect. And as soon as I brought up the Mandela effect, before, you know, I got into why, you know, the Mandela effect got me so excited, which was how many people are awakening and coming to terms with, you know, what we are here. This person who was completely calm and rational before began to raise their voice and stomp their feet, and Mandela effect is just distraction, it's all a delusion, and I was like, wow, I really thought that they were an open-minded group of people, but I hadn't even gotten to the part of how exciting it was for, such a major phenomena to take place, regardless of who remembers what, because we all know our memories can vary, and that's okay. But I didn't say anything about multiple timelines or any of that. I was just talking about the amazing phenomena and how it began this awakening process within so many people all at once. I mean, it was a very lonely walk, and then tons of people were awakening to what the heck was going on. In the meantime, it triggered this person. I mean, she was like raising her voice and going nuts and said that the Kennedy thing, she didn't even care. And I was like, what is going on, and where did this go, and how did this calm, cool, and seemingly mature, individual go from one way completely flip-flopped? I triggered her. And I was trying to think back, how did I trigger her? Well, I didn't get my full statement out before she was triggered and jumping on me about it. Now, she doesn't know that I lost my daughter. She doesn't know that we just went through our first Christmas without her. She doesn't know she hadn't even taken the time to ask me any questions about myself. Now, there was a very interesting gentleman there, and he was like an open book, and he was just fascinating. It was wonderful. So I'm not saying that everything was bad in there. I was just shocked at how quick she went into tearing into me without really even asking me any questions about who I am, where I'm coming from, and the Mandela effect. To me, it has personally affected me. Whether she chooses to, acknowledge that or not within her life, well, she's sovereign. She has the right to not, and that's fine with me. But she commenced to pounce, and I was like, wow, just mind-boggling. Constant reminders of, how cruel people can be, and, have no compassion. I don't know if she felt like I was trampling on her belief structure or what. Everything else was pretty much open and on the table. We were talking about all types of phenomena. But that one, for some reason, triggered her. Either that, or she didn't like that I was partaking in the conversation. I'm really not sure what it was, but all she would have had to do is ask me any question. I would have answered just as openly as the gentleman in there was answering. I mean, he's a fascinating man. I was very interested in everything he was sharing, but nobody asked me questions. So, I just brought up how exciting the Mandela effect was. And around the same era, I didn't even get to the other anomalies that transpired around that same period, which is a catalyst towards this huge awakening that we're all going through, before, I was literally pounced on. And being that I, just went through the first real big event, a big holiday event with a very large void, I was like blown away. I mean, I was like, oh. So I just got quiet after that, and I had nothing else to say, because if people really, if you claim you have an open mind, then walk the walk that you talk. Don't shut down other people just because they bring up something that you may think otherwise. Just because you haven't opened your mind to something doesn't mean that you're right or you're wrong, or that the other person is right or wrong. This is not that type of a phenomena that's going on. I mean, we've seen this within, all different facets of this phenomena, that we're all in it together and we should be working together. I was just really, really shocked. Now, I haven't left that server. I'm thinking about it because I really, I just don't have the time for that kind of stuff anymore. It's either, take me for who I am, love me for who I am. I am not perfect, never claimed to be. But, realize how you're treating people. I want to realize if I'm treating people bad. And I've been going over what I said, and like I said, I never got my full statement out before she jumped on me. When I finally did, she said, okay, I understand it now. Well, you would have understood it from the beginning if you would have let me finish instead of trying to argue with me about. She started with the book, and then I just asked her, because I don't remember the Zuccator film being in color, and then she said, well, they colorized it. Well, I don't remember it being that graphic, and I surely don't remember 6 people in the car. But the museum has the correct car. That's all I said. But that wasn't where I was going with the conversation. I was talking about 2020. I'm kind of looking forward to it, because 2020 is like perfect vision. I mean, what an anomaly that year will be for 2020 vision, for more people to wake up. And it was, I'm looking forward to be like twice as big as what happened in 2015 and 2016. There's just these milestones that we hit, and these, avalanches of information and things that are hidden are being revealed. Now it's being done in pieces and in morsels, and everybody in their own time. And nobody should be forcing anybody to believe anybody's way, or, that they've got it down perfectly, because I don't think we're there yet, but I could be wrong. Somebody could have this completely nailed down, completely, start to finish. Okay. God. I'll just put it this way. God, source, that's who knows exactly what is going on. Man, not so much. We don't even know how to have a conversation with each other, let alone get anywhere with this. And until we can sit down and treat each other with respect and the sovereignty and equality that each of us deserve, how are we ever going to grow and move on to the next level of awareness? And I do think it is an individual growth, and I thank goodness for that. That one bad apple can't pull down the whole thing. I think everything is freedom of choice. If you choose that you do not want to go along with the flow, and you want to cleave to whatever box that you want to cleave to, instead of kicking those walls down and broadening your mind and being accepting of your brothers and sisters. Now, all of us are not going to be right. We're all going to make mistakes. And I'm big enough, if I make a mistake, I'll say I made a mistake. We're not expected to be perfect. I don't expect anyone to be perfect. I just expect you to be you. You be your authentic self. And to be one way one moment and flip. I was like, whoa. So immediately, I was letting down my guard, but my boundaries went up immediately. And my friend that, I care a lot about, I've known him for a few years now. Well, 3, 4 years now, I do worry about who that individual surrounds himself with, because he's got a heart of gold and he'll endure. He endures so much, much more than he will ever ask anybody to endure. So, with that said, I'll send prayers in that direction, but, we all have that right to choose who we want to be around and who we don't. So, and this is just going to be a short little rant because I know there's a bunch of people live right now, but let me say hi to who came in. Let's say, wow, there's 7 people on a spontaneous holiday rant. Hey, Dead and Angelfish. Is that the only 2 talking? Yes, I am very excited too for 2020. I really am. Yeah, there's a lot going on along with the Mandela effect happening. And I think, in honesty, I think where her prejudice is that movie that came out, and I think she's got a thing against Hollywood. Now, if you've got something against anything, you're going to immediately spin it and have a negative outlook on it just because that movie was made. That doesn't make the phenomena unreal. You talk to any of us who have been affected by this phenomena and we'll tell you it's real. It's as real as, holding my husband's hand and I'm walking down the street. It's that real. Whether you deny it or not, that's up to you. It's up to you. And different effects affect different people. Yeah, some things could be just misremembered, okay? But I'm not saying my memory's perfect. I'm just saying that some of the things that I witnessed myself have changed. My Bible's changed, and I was reading it at the time when it changed. So, I'm sorry, goosebumps everywhere, woo! But I did, however, I made it through the holidays with a heavy heart. My heart got really, really, really heavy for about the week before. I mean, to the point I didn't want to shop. I didn't want to do anything. My heart was just heavy, 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 heavy. But with the help from the support group, the tight-knit group that I can always depend on, you guys lifted me up on my bootstraps. I got done what I needed to get done, and the holiday, I made it through it. I made it through it. My husband made it through it. See, this affected everybody that was at the gathering. I would have to say everybody except for the little ones that were there because they're so young. My granddaughter's not even 3 yet, so she doesn't understand. She probably doesn't even remember. So for her, it was a wonderful day, and that was what we wanted to do. Spread the love to her so that, and that was what was important, because I do have a lot to be grateful for. And if it wasn't for the support that I get from my friends that were praying for me, that were trying to lift me up, because I'm telling you, my heart is just so heavy, or actually I'm feeling much better now. And of course, I always feel better when the human resonance, if you guys want to look that up after we're done here, is off the charts. I don't know what the deal is with that, but that's when I feel my best. Some people still have some symptoms and stuff that go along with it, but I always feel my best at those times. And then when it goes back down to the lower levels, that's when I kind of get the humdrum feeling. I'm more comfortable when it's spiking. So I wish it would spike more often. But for those that aren't comfortable with it spiking all the time, I can be patient until, they can handle when it's spiking, because we're heading that direction. We're heading in the right direction, collectively and individually with our sovereignty. So that's just what I wanted to share. I was just really shocked, Don't say you're one way and then flip. But then again, you know, we're at the end of this year and a lot of purging is going on. And I hold no ill will to this person. I don't know them. They didn't take the time to know me. They don't know what I've been through. They don't know what's going on with me. They didn't ask. But there was a very amazing gentleman in there that was actually enjoying the conversation input that I was adding to it. And I don't know, you know, people are different. Maybe it's the separation period. It's, you know, we all have our decisions to make as the sovereign beings that we are. But I'm just going to make this short and sweet. I wanted everybody to have a wonderful holiday. We've got the New Year's coming up. And I need to get with you, Dad, because tomorrow is your pick on DLive. I suggest you guys go on over to DLive and watch a movie with us. It's Dad's pick. So he won the challenge, and we'll see you over there tomorrow. I don't want to take up any more of your day. Just wanted to let you know that we made it through the holidays okay. Hi, my 5Ds. Or my Skies 5D. I always do that. I just Mike, Juan, Angelfish. When I get to know you, I'm just going to call you by name and they can guess who you are in the chat. Whoever is whoever. But I do have some pretty amazing people, and I am very grateful for them. Because you guys helped me prepare to make this a very good, loving memory for my granddaughter. So I appreciate you. Hey, Quantum. How are you? And we are quantum. We're quantumly entangled, and I do believe that the computer, being like a D-wave computer, does allow us to reach into other realms or other pockets or whatever, so we can all still communicate with each other no matter what we're vibrating or what we're resonating at. It is like a bridge that we can cross back and forth to one another to help each other out, to spread the love, to spread the high frequency, as John Binney, you know, puts out those high vibe songs every single day. And if you haven't subscribed, I've got a Skywatch playlist on my homepage. It's got my 5D, or My Skies 5D. Dad's got his own playlist on there, but I do sometimes slip some of his in that also. So I recommend you subscribe to them if you love Skywatchers. I love them. I love watching what they capture. You know, it takes all of us. All of us have our piece. All of us have, you know, something to add. And all of us will grow together. Even though we have separate things that we are good at, we can still choose all of them and be good at all of them and go after what our passion is. So we're going out of a limited space into an infinite space. And 2020, here we come, and eyes open, share what you know, and listen so we can grow. I want to thank everyone for coming, and hit me up on, I'm going to hit you up on Facebook, Dad, and see what you're wanting and what I got. And what time do we want to set, Dad? Like 2 in the afternoon tomorrow Pacific Standard Time for the movie watch? Is that good for you? I actually can see the chat. I guess I can make an announcement video with, like I have been, for it. And by the way, YouTube is going through you know, all the free music and stuff and putting copyrights and all this crazy stuff on my channel. Hopefully it's still here. They're saying none of them are strikes, but it's doing all kinds of crazy stuff. And you know what? I don't really care. I haven't made any money from YouTube. People have donated. I'm close. I am so close to that $100. It's only taken 2 years, but I'm close to that first $100. I laugh because, you know, I hear people saying they make all this money on YouTube, and I'm like, what? But I'm wondering if the 2020 vision has to do with, was all the views that I was getting, were they actually getting paid this entire time, and now I'm becoming aware of it? Something to think about. Maybe this entire time that all those watches, whatever they, and usually the I only like if they're going to put commercials, it's at the beginning and it's at the end. But I've seen some of my videos get peppered with commercials, and it's like, what the heck is going on? I'm wondering if those are the ones that these other people are collecting on. I don't know, but 2020 vision's coming our direction. And anytime, yeah, I'll get with you and we'll go through the selection. And I do know for sure now, I guess, at least until I get 200 followers, that it'll only hold 2 up at a time. And I know it's a maximum of 3 days after I live stream it. So I'm going to try to make it at least 3 days in between before, because it'll drop the other one and before other people have a chance to see it. And we put some pretty cute ones on there. And the one that's on there now, if you watch the second little clip that's in there, Dad was telling me, and I agreed with him, that it is completely something I've never seen before. And you may get your mind blown by that. If you are a Mandela affected person, you'd be like, what the heck is this? At least that's what we were saying. All right, guys. Well, have yourself a wonderful day, and let me see. And I will take us out with my outro. Hopefully they... Oh, you know, and I want to tell you guys, the music is the free music that was offered to us. So be careful with that, and on your videos and things like that, find some good people to write you some music. I have 3 songs that I have that I can use that were written by friends of mine, and that's what I will be using from here on out. In the meantime, whatever they do, I'll just put them on private, and from here on out, I will use music that is that I know my friends have given me, that I am allowed to use, and that somebody won't offer it free today and then charge me tomorrow. So I hope that's good advice for you guys. Have yourself a blessed day. I love you all. And always share what you know and listen so we can all grow.